What we are witnessing happen right now with Diddy is what I would call a slow burn. The media is slowly picking away at his legacy, releasing tidbits of information here or there to destroy his reputation before the powers that be ultimately take him down in one way or the other. I fully believe that the media and the powers that be are probably sitting on boatloads of dirt on Diddy that they can release at any moment. Just like the 8-year-old security footage of him putting his hands on Cassie that was released yesterday. There's a reason why that footage sat on a shelf for 8 years until they found it to be useful, until they realized that now was the time to use it against him. And now that that footage has been released, people are once again asking the question, why is Diddy not in jail? Well, a person that some of you all may like or some of you all may hate, by the name of Candace Owens, thinks that she has the answer to this question. Why is Diddy not in jail? Candace Owens says that he's not in jail because he's a Fed CIA asset. Kanye tried to tell everyone. And that's true. Kanye did try to tell everyone. And everyone said that Kanye was crazy. Cat Williams tried to tell everyone. And people said that he was crazy. The fact is that people have been talking about Diddy and his wrongdoings, or his weird doings, let's just say that, for years. It's never been a secret. But as far as what Candace Owens has to say here, I do agree. I do believe that Diddy, at least at one point in time, was working with the feds or the CIA. I do believe that he was an asset at one point. But the fact that all of this is coming out now lets you know that he ain't, I guess he's not on good terms with them anymore. Let's just say that. I don't think the fact that Diddy was working with the feds is the reason why he's not in jail anymore. Because when they want Diddy in jail, he'll be in jail. If they want Diddy to unalive himself, Diddy will unalive himself, regardless if he really did it or not, if you know what I'm saying. So I think there may be other reasons as to why he's not in jail yet. Or I believe that, right now they're just in the stage of absolutely destroying his character, absolutely destroying his legacy, dragging his name as much as they can before they ultimately take him down. Now, to be clear, just in case you all don't know, I do believe the allegations against Diddy. My only thing is that this was never the big secret like people are making it out to be. This has been open knowledge. Everyone has talked about the wild stuff that Diddy does. These allegations, a lot of them have been out there for years and no one took it seriously. Or better yet, it's not that people didn't take it seriously. It's as if people didn't see anything wrong with it, I guess, until now. So I believe most of the allegations made against Diddy. I just believe that the same people who are trying to take him down now were the same people that propped him up and allowed him to get away with this for so long. When it comes to the feds and stuff like that, I guarantee you people high up in the feds were at Diddy's parties, partaking in all of the craziness. There's a reason why they're taking Diddy down now. And I don't believe that he's not in jail yet because he's still working with the feds. Because if he was, and they didn't want all of this to be out there, it wouldn't be out there. All of this stuff is out there and all of this is happening right now because whatever protection Diddy used to have, he no longer has. And most likely the same people who were protecting him are now the same people feeding him to the wolves. And those are the people who I'm more concerned about. Because as I laid out in past videos, Diddy, as horrible as he is, as horrible as the things he has done or allegedly, Diddy is just a replaceable person in this whole operation, if you ask me. There will be another person replacing Diddy by tomorrow. And what happens is the media, they whip people up in an uproar, and we all go after these people with our pitchforks and our torches, and a lot of them deserve it, right? But we never stop and ask, well, who's behind allowing all of this to transpire? Because for someone to get away with the things that Diddy got away with, he had to have a lot of protection. And if you know anything about Diddy, you know that Diddy has been rubbing shoulders. Diddy has been running in the same crews as some of the most influential people in America. Diddy is connected to a lot of the presidents that we've had and a lot of the presidents that we may have in the future, to be honest. So don't think for 1 second that all of these people who are now speaking out about Diddy, don't think for 1 second that some of them weren't right there with Diddy doing these dirty diddly deeds, okay? And it's just, I don't know how to put it, but it's just wild watching this play out because we've seen the media prop Diddy up for so long. Diddy didn't get to where he's at today without the media constantly propping him up. And, you know, all of these powerful people in Hollywood, they loved Diddy. Now, they're all acting as if they never knew Diddy existed, or as if they had no idea what was going on at Diddy's parties, even though they always used to joke that Diddy had the best parties, right? And you know, it's been said for a while, when you sign these certain deals in Hollywood, eventually, you know, it comes back around to you. And you have to sacrifice something. And I think it's weird how a lot of these powerful people in Hollywood are always just absolutely destroyed and picked apart in the later parts of their career, whether they deserve it or not. I know a lot of these people do horrible things. It's just that the horrible things are covered up for years until a certain point when I guess someone somewhere decides that it's time to open the floodgates and just absolutely destroy anything or any legacy that you've created for yourself. So I do believe that fortune and fame on the levels that Diddy has obtained definitely comes with a price, and maybe we're watching Diddy pay that price right now. And I don't want to dive too far into the conspiracy theory level, but you know, there's been talks about humiliation rituals and stuff like that in Hollywood and stuff for years. And I don't know, it's just weird how we've watched a lot of these powerful figures just go from beloved figures one night to the next day they just absolutely get torn apart, and you just see just, you know, the all of this dirt drop on them. Just, you know, how like how it's happening with Diddy, how we've seen it with several other powerful Hollywood figures. And like I said, a lot of them deserve it because they've been doing horrible things. It's just that they were allowed to do those horrible things until they weren't allowed to do it anymore. So when it comes to what Candace Owens is saying here about Diddy being an asset, yeah, I do believe that he was probably working with the feds at one point, which allowed him to get away with things until now. But, you know, eventually they turn on you and they offer you up like a sacrificial lamb. Now's your time. You had your shine. You had your time to experience the finer things in life. Now we're going to absolutely destroy you at the end, and we're going to send you packing right to prison or right to a grave. That's how a lot of these Hollywood stories seem to be ending. And I don't think it's a conspiracy theory if you start noticing the pattern, because this is happening way too often these days. And I don't know if they realize this, but when you're exposing people like Diddy, and you're exposing people like who we've seen exposed in the past. You're offering us a peek into what's really happening. Because when I look at this Diddy situation, and I look at the overall conversation surrounding the Diddy situation, it's like, okay, yeah, Diddy's a horrible person. He did some horrible things. What about literally the entirety of Hollywood who was right there with him? You know, because Diddy wasn't alone. And if you look at his parties and you see some of the faces there, you're like, holy hell, I didn't even expect this type of person to be at Diddy's parties, but they were there. And a lot of them were partaking in this crazy stuff. So every time someone drops like Diddy, you got to start really looking around, okay? Because listen, Diddy's gone. Diddy's out of there. I don't know if Diddy's going to wind up like Smepstein or Diddy's going to end up like R. Kelly or someone else. Diddy's gone, though. It's a wrap for Diddy. There's no coming back from this. Maybe the powers that be will decide, hey, we're going to humiliate him, ruin his life, tarnish everything about him, and we'll leave him a free man. Maybe. But we need to start peeping out the people around them that keep skating away free. You know what I mean? Because Diddy's parties and Diddy's life overall was jam-packed with people. People were always surrounding him. And a lot of them were a part of the stuff that he had going on. And that's why when I saw Diddy's house get raided, it didn't have the effect on me that it had on some people, because I look at this like all a big show. Like, yeah, the feds are raiding his house today. The feds were probably at his party yesterday. You know what I mean? I view it as all a show because they know. The feds have known what Diddy's been doing for years. And when they raided his house, I'm not sure if they were really looking for dirt on Diddy or if they were looking on whatever dirt that Diddy may have collected on other people. And now that I've watched this situation play out for a couple of months, I'm starting to believe the latter. I believe that the feds went in there and got whatever information and all of the evidence that Diddy may have had on other people. They went and confiscated all of that. Because best believe that as they propped Diddy up and they allowed Diddy to get away with this stuff, and if Diddy was working with the feds all along, as they allowed this stuff to go on, they were gathering dirt on him. Just like this video from 2016 that they decided to finally release yesterday. So I believe they got dirt on Diddy. I don't believe that they're looking in his house for more dirt. I believe they're looking for evidence that he may have on other people. Because if you're smart, and if you're someone in this life as deep as Diddy seems to be, allegedly, then if Diddy's a smart guy, he's been collecting dirt on other people too. Because you got to believe once you reach that point, once you reach that level of power, and you got all of these powerful people around you, you got to cover your ass. You got to cover your tracks. So it seems as if the feds may have raided his house, trying to gather whatever they can, so it will be easier to take him down in the long run. I think the real reason why Diddy may be still out here a free man is because they're worried about what Diddy may have. Okay? Maybe they're worried about what information will come out if they ultimately do arrest Diddy. Because if they arrest Diddy and they really got to get to the nitty gritty of everything Diddy was doing, you know, other names might be pouring out, other names that they don't want connected to this, other names of powerful people that they don't want going down with Diddy. So if anything's keeping Diddy out, I don't think it's the feds right now. I think that has ran its course. I think it's whatever information that they think Diddy may have on other people. So we're going to watch how this plays out. But ultimately, I think that either I don't know if he's going to go to jail or something else is going to happen, but we'll see. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. If you would like to donate, you can donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.